Hi, I'm John, and this is Pretty Good Cooking. I have Kevin here with me today. We decided recently that Phil's been the host of the show for too long. We've had some comments suggesting, why don't you let Phil take the camera and have John cook a meal? So we're going to take that idea, and we're just going to do that forever moving forward. We're also changing the day that we're releasing videos, as you can tell from this video not being on a Tuesday. Along with those changes, we're going to change the direction of what kind of meals we're making. Phil's stuff was way too fancy, so we're going to dumb it down a lot. Now the meal I'm making today doesn't have a name, but it doesn't need to, because it's not worth it. I've made this a whole bunch of times, but that does not necessarily mean that it is good or I know what I'm doing. But you can substitute things in and out, you can add some stuff, put some more of things, and it'll still be probably pretty alright. I make meals for myself a lot and then just eat the same thing until it's gone. I feel like this dish incorporates everything well enough that you can be okay just eating it from now until you die.
Soylent Green!
I'm not sure if it was clearly mentioned before, but Phil is the one holding the camera now.
Oh yeah, you guys want proof of that? Here's the signature really close shot of my mouth. So this is me.
But the first step is take 3 shots. This is a small bottle of brandy that I brought back to Phil from Japan. And I brought it back a long time ago, and there's still so much left, which is just indicative of how much Phil likes it.
I thought it was okay.
Oh, it's all gone.
Can we use your tequila?
I guess.
Adding the tequila here for variety. Then for Kevin, we've got Concanon Irish whiskey. And for my last shot, some Seagram's gin.
That's high quality stuff.
Oh, a shot of gin. Oh man.
So,
Cheers.
cheers number 1. Number 2.
Your stomach's gonna hurt.
Number 3.
This is not how man is meant to take it off.
Okay, so here's a picture of what the end product is going to look like, so you have an idea of what we're getting ourselves into. So first we're going to start off with some rice, which is not that difficult to do. Okay, this is basmati rice. You can use any kind of grain, really. I've used brown rice, I've used other kinds of grains. So we're just going to make 1 cup of rice. That's all you need. So you put your 1 cup of rice in there, like you do.
God damn it.
And then
Almost whipped.
tell the cameraman to be careful. Then you add your 2 cups of water.
Hey, I got a question for you. Why'd you use a dry measuring cup to measure liquid?
Because that's what you gave me.
Hey Courtney, what do you think about using dry measuring cups to measure liquid?
Now I have it on the stove. The stove is heating up so that the rice can cook. You can add some salt if you want to. You could also put some oil in there, but I'm not. So
Why would you do that?
if you wanted your rice to be oily. Do you
Okay.
want your rice to be oily?
No.
Put some oil in there. So that's heating up. Once that comes to a boil, we'll return to that. Clean the hummus and baba ganoush out of the way.
Those are my snacks.
They're someone's snacks, but they're in the way, so move them. And now we can get a head start on chopping the vegetables. This is an onion. Did you know that all of the letters in the word onion can be found in the phrase ornery nuns in Omaha, Nebraska?
What was that word?
Ordinary nuns. You've seen Phil chop an onion before. I'm going to do it in a way. This is a white onion, but you could use any color of onion that you would like to use.
Look at this savage using a naked cutting board.
You just heard Phil complaining about me not putting a cutting board cover on this cutting board. I personally do not use those. Do you use one? Let me know in the comments below. As you can see, the rice is now boiling, so what you're gonna want to do is turn the heat down to the lowest setting possible and put the lid on. If you do things precisely, you set a timer for 15 minutes. So that's how you know when you should go check the rice. Here I'm chopping the onion as promised, and now I'm chopping it into smaller pieces, like one would expect when chopping anything. If you have a favorite technique of chopping onions, you could do it that way instead. But whatever method leads with the onion being in smaller pieces and you leaving with all your fingers intact is probably the way to go. You did it, we did it, I did it. Now we're gonna start cooking things in this pot.
It's a pan.
In this pan. We're gonna start cooking things in this pan, man. Okay, so figure out which one's the front burner. Turn that on to like a temperature, 7.5. That sounds fine. You wait for the pan to heat up a little bit. It's got some water in there because Phil just cleaned it. It was not clean before, but now it's a little bit more clean than it was.
Clean enough.
If you put your hand in the pan,
Cook your hand.
you can tell if it's warm or not. So here's the olive oil. I'm gonna put some of that into the pan. That seems like a fine amount. You just want enough to like
What the f?
coat the bottom of the pan. Phil's afraid for some reason. I couldn't tell you why. Turn it down a little bit, maybe to 6. I don't know why. Also, Cam once told me to always salt your oil.
You want to season your oil. Because that way, it's more uniform.
Sounds like bullshit to me.
I don't remember if he gave a reason, but you could put salt in the oil too if you wanted.
I think Cam's full of shit.
Then, with it freshly salted, put in these onions you just chopped. There you go. Here we have some pre-minced garlic. We've been here before. You can use real garlic, you can use pre-minced for what we're making here.
Shut up!
Probably doesn't make that much of a difference, so just like scoop a large amount of garlic. That seems like a fine amount. That'll do.
Smells nice.
Garlic is a nice flavor to smell. And now you need some sort of pushing around device. Just like little spatula thing will do. You can like move this around in the pot a little bit. Give it a little shake. Pepper it if you want. Also take this opportunity to remind Phil that he should get peppercorns for that nice pepper grinder that we received a long time ago.
I don't know
And
what that-
haven't used in a long time because Phil's lazy and can't buy peppercorns.
I'm not lazy, I'm forgetful.
Because Phil's forgetful and can't buy peppercorns. So there's that. That's fine. Now, let's find our protein pack. It's ground beef. So what you're gonna wanna do before you put it into the pan is take it out of the package. This is about a pound. You can let the onions and garlic cook as long as you'd like. I don't like them to get too soft, so I usually don't let them cook that long. So until they get like a little bit more translucent and oily looking than they were when you put them in there. Get this on out of here, and you dump it in.
How are those shots treating you?
I feel okay. Now that we have the meat in there, you can season it a little bit if you want. Here we have some garlic powder and onion powder. I know we just put garlic and onions in there, but powder tastes different than the real thing. So add a little bit of that on top if you like, a little onion powder. Got some other herbs here. This is some basil leaves. Shake a little bit of that around. Probably make some kind of difference. Herby. Here's some thyme leaves. Give that a little shake too.
So fast, I have no time to focus.
Get better.
I'm not good at this.
This is whole oregano. Give that a healthy sprinkle on there as well. Add some more salt onto the meat for flavor. The worst thing that you can do with this is add too much salt, which I have done before, so you should not do that. So be conservative with the salt, if anything. And then add some more pepper. And then you can break this up a bit, get the ground beef distributed, try to keep the food inside the pan.
Smells nice.
And while that's going, you find yourself a bowl, because we're moving on to another thing. These are some, these are some green peas. Some people don't like peas. If you don't like peas, then don't put them in the dish. So you put these peas in a bowl, and then wait for Phil to finish doing what he's doing. Add a little bit of water to this. That seems like a fine amount. Then ask Phil where his Tupperware lids are. Find one of those. This fits just fine. Now that you have this and this, you can put it in your friendly neighborhood microwave. Like that. I set the microwave timer for 5 minutes. I'm gonna start it now. Let's return to the pan. It's cooking a little bit, as you can see from the change in colors. If you want to, you could add some adobo seasoning for an arbitrary reason. It has some flavor in it. Sometimes I'll put it in there, sometimes I won't. But today, we're going all out. So just add a little bit of that over the top, a little sprinkle. And now, this is looking like kind of close to being about done. So,
Hey John, I got a question for you. Was there supposed to be a red light on this whole time?
Yeah, and I assume that there is because you're not letting me look at it.
I troll you.
Nice try. Give this lid to Phil. Open your cans of beans.
Hey, look! You can see me in the reflection. Hello, viewers at home.
If your pocket is buzzing, it means your rice is done. Shut off the alarm and tell the stove to cool it. And then move the rice off of the heat. Back to the beans. And take your bean cans and debean them.
Debean them?
Yes. Debeaning is the process of getting rid of the bean juice.
You taking any more shots?
No. Of what though, Kevin? Take the beans in, put them in the pan. These are black beans, if you didn't know by the color. Then you can shake it around and set it back down.
Hi, Court. I'm not a good cameraman.
It's true. Can confirm. Didn't even see the footage. No, it's true.
Well, let me just get some focusing footage for you. Right here, framed within Kevin's beard. This is my art. Right here, this is my art.
Cheers.
We've got shots of Wendy.
I'm doing an artistic thing where it looks like you're coming in and out of focus, and it's to represent you drinking. You're like, whoa, where am I?
Alright, well, Phil was struggling with coming to grips with how to use technology. The peas finished, the microwave went off, and this all looks cooked as much as it needs to be. I'm scooping around looking to see if there's any redness left, which like there's a little bit there. You can see.
You're worried about something being fully cooked?
You can see that this little beef bit is not all the way done. So like move it around a little bit.
Are you a mom?
Here's another opportunity to add some seasoning. So like grab a little bit more salt, toss that on there. You got some pepper. We've been here before. Put it in the pepper. So we've got the beans and everything in here. Well, so we just need to get the peas. Take off the Tupperware because you don't need it anymore. And then actually you do need the Tupperware. So you pick that back up off the floor, which is very clean, I'm sure. And then drain that liquid that you added in there for reasons known only to scientists. Now take your peas and put them back in the pot.
Good.
Now that we've got the green peas in there, you can tell that the dish is much more colorful because there's the color green. And if you want to stir it up, you can incorporate the color. Also, turn this down a little bit because we don't really need it to be cooking that much now that everything's mostly cooked already. If it looks like it's cooked, then you're probably done. And if it looks like the camera's shaking, it's because Phil is shaking it.
No, it's an earthquake. Hang on, let me prove to them there's an earthquake. Hey, you guys.
Hey.
Earthquake. What's going on here?
If you look at what's in the pan, you can tell that everything looks like it's done. Great. If you wanted to, you could add a little bit more salt and a little bit more pepper.
That's how you cook. That's how you cook.
And
That's how
now,
you cook.
and now you can turn the heat off of this because it's done cooking. Your rice is done. Look at that. Now we're pretty much ready to serve. So
In a bucket?
find a large Tupperware or bucket equivalent and dump your food into it. This is half of the food roughly. You can see as it falls that it looks okay.
What was half the food?
This is half of the food. The rice is the other half.
Oh, I see.
And then the rice. Then you can mix that up in there.
What do you think, Kevin?
Oh no.
Now we're ready to plate it. And by plate it, I mean put it in a bowl. You've got this bowl here because you cooked peas in it. You can use it again, that's fine. So scoop yourself up some of this. That looks like a fine amount. What are you doing?
Just trying to find the right angle.
Someone's farting.
This is art in motion.
So we got some cilantro because no meal is complete without a little more green. Grab a handful of that. Wash it in the creek. Some people say that there's poop in it. And then you tear that off into little pieces. That's the reaction I would expect most of the viewers at home to be having right now. Dry your hands off on Kevin's beard. Now.
Oh my god, what a throw, look at this. It landed on my shoulder.
Here we have some sliced Greek Kalamata olives. Add those into there too.
Raw?
Yes?
I think Phil's judging you.
A handful of them. 10, 11.
What is this? Fine cooking with John?
Find your olive oil again. Add a flourish of olive oil. Find some red wine vinegar. Then put that in there too. Roughly an equal amount as the olive oil that you put in just earlier. After that, put some more pepper on top. Because you're not sure if you got enough in there before. Come back to your oregano, and dab some of that over top as well. You're very far away to be filming the plating.
Oh, right.
Failure.
So as you can see, this now looks like a meal of sorts. So you mix that up, now you have everything you need to survive.
What do you call this fine dish?
This is a meal that I made.
Was that my wine? No, that's your wine. Wait, I have to. This is a drink break shot.
So like I said before, like, do like some other stuff to it if you want to. So let's give it a try. I ate this earlier today. It tastes familiar.
Might I have a taste?
Using the same fork.
We're friends.
I like it. I'd make that. And put some hot sauce on it.
How do I film it?
Choo choo, here comes the airplane. Tell us how you feel, Phil.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'd eat that.
So that's how you make this thing. You can make it again and again until you get tired of it, and then you make something else, and then you come back and make this again for a long time, which is what I do, and you could do it too. So that's how you do it. This is a meal. You're welcome.